Welcome in to episode 28 of our Let's Play Humankind series featuring a Commons Quarter strategy. And this could be, and is looking like it will be, our final episode in this series. We have all the conditions for endgame. We are ready to start progressing on our endgame condition. I do want to pull a few last minute Commons Quarter shenanigans still to see if we can't properly highlight the value of these Commons Quarters, or maybe bring them up to value. We'll talk about towards the end why this game has gone so amazingly well and how much of an impact did Commons Quarters have on this game as opposed to some other things. So stay tuned at the very end for kind of the overall recap of what exactly went down to make this game go so incredibly well. We'll talk through that as we go, but we're in turn 160. That's right. We're pursuing endgame at turn 160. We still have all the projects to do, so we do have things we need to get done before we can end our game of Humankind. Our fame lead is astronomically high, and we actually have almost all of the stars already in this era that we need. We don't have much fame left to be able to gain in this one, so it makes sense that we progress towards endgame. Could we keep building things and researching things? And yeah, but it's time. It is time to bring our Commons Quarter game to a close. And so let's jump in to the contemporary era, playing as the Indians, turn 160, and let's see how we can close out this game of Humankind. Here we are, once again in our capital city of Ashur, and Ashur is humming. As usual, 102 people in the city. That is well above our pop cap of 70, but you know what? No problems. We had 600 excess food. We have 842 surplus stability, and that doesn't even count the fact that we're currently building a people's assembly that's going to get us another 234 stability. Why are we building that? Because we can. That is going to put us over 1,000 surplus stability in this city. And this city does not even have an apothecary. It doesn't even have a public fountain. That is how good stability has been across our empire for this game because of the Commons Quarter and the Commons Quarter strategy. So, again, an advantage of the Commons Quarter strategy, don't forget, is that we really didn't have to worry about stability almost at all throughout basically the entirety of the game, especially towards the end. There's a little blip there, I think, in the middle where everyone kind of has to worry about stability before you hit the key techs, I think, that reduce stability. The tech is microbiology, I believe. Yeah, microbiology is like, once you get to microbiology, really, you'd have to be in a lot of trouble stability-wise to, once you have that tech in, to struggle for the rest of the game, for the most part. But again, Commons Quarters lend to this as well. We're currently building the Empire State Building right down here off of our harbor. It is joining our absolute plethora of wonders in our capital city, Sydney Harbor. The Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building, the Palace of Versailles. We have Santa Maria del Fiore. If you go further up, we have the Pyramid of the Sun. We have the Eiffel Tower. And if you cross over, we also have over here Angkor Wat, and we also have over here the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. It is a who's who of wonders in our capital city. That doesn't count some of the ones we've put outside of our capital in different locations. We've also got, actually I want to look at this one because I think we just built it, right? The Observatory, here it is. The Mauna Kea Observatory. Looks really, it has a really cool look actually. I like how it builds out of the mountain kind of, like it reshapes the mountain almost and puts the observatory up there. Very nice. Also, cannot be adjacent to district. I like it. Like, it's observatory. You can't be sitting in the middle of like a light polluted city. So I like the restrictions on that as well. So again, wonders everywhere, and we are currently kind of plugging away on building those wonders. After those wonders are in, then we'll start on our projects, and we'll kind of get through some other things. Our capital's still catching up on a few things just for fun. Kind of just using the capital as a for fun kind of thing. We could build our stuff faster if we just built it out of the capital. We're also making a ton of gold per turn, and so we want to start using that as well. I'll also show you really quickly just where we stand. We already, at turn 160, have all of the aesthete stars. We're done with the aesthete stars in the contemporary era. We have all of the merchant stars in the contemporary era already. We only have one science star. Obviously, we only have one militarist star. We're not really doing anything with war, so that's just going to continue to be true. We have finished all of our agrarian stars already. We have finished all of our builder stars already. We have 2 of our diplomat stars. We're progressing towards that. We're not going to get any more expansion stars. And then, of course, we'll get some more science stars. So I foresee that we'll end up with both these science stars, but maybe we get this star. So I think there's like, what, 3 stars left for us to get fame-wise. So most of our fame is going to come from the projects that we're going to do and the wonders we're going to build. Again, our fame lead is astronomically high. We have 24.8 thousand fame compared to the second place, Plosif, at 12.6. We have Nox sitting at 12k flat. We have Burley at 11.5, and then they kind of drop off after that. So again, this game has been it's been so good. We've dominated in so many different aspects of the game. I'm excited to see how we kind of continue through this. I actually just went through and checked all of our treaties and trade. We're all good there. So let's progress and see how the end game comes about in our Commons Quarter strategy. Rocket and rolling. Communication satellites have been researched. We can now put in our geosynchronous as well. Those get us good fame gains. If you would like to take advantage of those throughout your games. Burley's going to propose this cultural intende again. I'm not gonna accept that at any time, Burley. I'm sorry. It just can't be done. Let's see. Mumbai has just finished all of their hamlets, so Mumbai is good. Do they have their Commons Quarter? They do. But what I want to do is surround this Commons Quarter up, right? Like, we don't have this. This city is very new, Mumbai. It's our brand new city. So what we want to do is build up our quarters around that, right? So what do we have so far? We have a Farmer's Quarter over here. So we could go Maker's Quarter maybe right here. So we go Maker's Quarter there. We will go Market Quarter. We go Market right here. If we want a research quarter, which we might, I mean, we could also tuck that, like maybe in here, 22, tuck a research quarter in there. We'll grab another farmer's quarter probably for out here. That's a 13 food one, so that's great. And, you know, why not just complete the surround while we're at it? We could put like an airport in, something fun, but, you know, we'll go with a Fims-bearing quarter. And let's see, which one is, let's just figure out which one is best. The 15... probably gonna be the 15, right? 22 if we go another research quarter. You know what? We'll just use another research quarter. Science good, right? Done. Perfect. There. We'll surround the Commons Quarter and then we'll work on other things and move by. Because why not? You know? Alright. Let's rock and roll. We're gaining population across the board. There are all the grievances for faith-related things, which means there are still people not following our religion, which is interesting. Couple different intels collected. Plosif is now known as a merchant, which is good. I just ended turn. That was the fastest turn ever. There we go. We just clicked through. The game is going to have to wait now because the game is like, wait, you just ended turn. I didn't even finish the last turn. We'll give it a moment. There is World Wide Web, which is a big one. +1 stability on regular district, so there's a chock full of stability. +1 influence on Commons Quarter, so our Commons Quarters all went up by an influence. And +1 money on regular district. So all of our districts just went up in value by an astronomical amount. And
if you're going to go for economic domination of the world, the Empire State Building will provide the offices to plan and execute it.
There it is, the Empire State Building, completing our trifecta of wonders down in the south part of our city. Beautiful. I love it right off the dock here. It gives it kind of a, it's kind of a like appropriate, you know, Empire State Building is not quite that far south in Manhattan, next to like, you know, the Battery Park area or whatever, which is not really a dock anyway. But you know, there's ferries and stuff. It looks good. I like the look. I also want to put a market quarter here just for the look. I feel like this being empty doesn't make any sense. So, you know what the best way to do that is the fact that we have a lot of money. So we just go to buyout. We're just going to spend copious amounts of money just
with
to put
15
this in,
market quarters.
just for looks.
We'll soon be using stacks of banknotes to heat their houses.
We want that's for looks. We have to complete the skyline with the Empire State Building in it. Like that had to happen, right? Had to be done. We probably need the same thing over here, right? Arguably, this should be, what's this over here? An ashram? I don't know. We could put something right here that blends it. You know what? What do we put right? A Commons Quarter, maybe? Like a gather, something where they would gather, perhaps? Put a hamlet in this. Oh, we don't have hamlets in here yet? That's hilarious. Could do like a research quarter, maybe? I don't want to do like a maker's quarter. Actually, research quarter would be nice, right? We could do a research quarter right here. Although I like the idea of just putting in a commons. this commons, because we're doing the commons quarter strat, let's just put a commons quarter. We could put a research quarter up here, you know, just to fill in. We spent some money. We filled in the city a little bit. Research quarter up next to our uranium. That makes a ton of sense. We actually probably have another spot for research quarter right here as well, which is actually adjacent to a commons quarter. So you know what? You know what?
15 research quarters.
Yeah.
Soon there are going to be more libraries than houses.
Our capital city is filling in nicely. You know, the other thing we could do is if we connect this through, our capital city actually would extend fully out around the coast here, which would be kind of sick. Would have to. It would look cooler if we still had walls and stuff, you know, but alas, we do not. Okay, I am going to do one thing that I said I wasn't going to do, if it's still available. Oh, it's not. I was going to claim... This must have just gotten claimed. I was going to claim the Royal Palace of Pepete because... I definitely pronounced it wrong, by the way. Because it's a commons quarter. It's the only wonder that counts as a commons quarter. We talked about it. It doesn't actually do anything for us. We have not had an osmosis event. We will not have any osmosis events. It just would be... It just would be a commons quarter. That's all it would have been. And in fact, what I was going to do, which is funny because I actually just kind of... I was going to put it right here. That was my goal. But thankfully it is claimed, which actually I'm not going to build any of these. So we'll just progress to our end game conditions now. So that's kind of funny that's the way that happened. All right, so we're not going to buy it out, but we will go. Should we do geosynchronous first? We can put some cities on both. We can help get that built. Okay. Oh man, Burley still hasn't built Brussels Town Hall, even though it's worth a bunch of fame. He might win if he gets that. He might get second if he gets that built, though. That'd be kind of nice. For him, anyway. Okay. Space station. Let's get space station placed. I like kind of the idea. Does it fit in the desert? Oh. I thought maybe I could get it in the desert up here somewhere, which I thought would have been kind of fun. I like it on the coast. I like this spot best so far. That's aesthetically pleasing. We could go, all the way down here, actually. This makes a ton of sense. All the way down here for it. I like this idea. There we go. We'll put in the space station. This is gonna be. We're gonna one turn this very quickly. There, one turn, perfect. So the rest of our cities can put a geosynchronous in. Oh, we can't do 2 projects at once. What a bummer. But you know what we could do? We could put everyone on the space station and then have just copious amounts of leftover. Let's see how fast could we build the next project if we do this. All right, we got World Wide Web. That was one of the ones we want. Space Orbital is the other one we want. Plus 50% money on all cities. Let's tech there really quick. Because I want to see if we can't just, like, buy in a ton of stuff here towards the end of the game. We'll keep plugging away. Oh, we had several move-ups last turn as well. The race is on! President Manish Moose of the Indians has successfully built the first space station. Giant leap for humankind. Interplanetary expeditions are expensive. They provide a great deal of fame and glory to those nations able to expand towards the stars. Icarus has moved from the Maori to the Ethiopians. Burley has moved from the Maori to the Zulu. We had a move up from Sea Moose last turn as well from the Caribbean Pirates. I can't remember who we chose. We have move-ups finally happening, so people are now joining the era behind us. We have 17 stars in the era above them and are running our endgame condition. Man. It's getting a little wild. All right, the lunar lander will take 14 turns. I could one turn the geosynchronous satellite, but I like the idea of... Oh, this city alone has enough production surplus left over from that they could build the lunar lander themselves in a single turn. We could end this game, I think, in 3 turns. If we truly wanted to. That's something else. Where's our spot for it? We want to keep it in the same spot. We'll get the lunar lander in. We'll probably like pause for a little bit so we don't end the game too fast.
Unfortunately, this time you are merely a bystander to someone else's glory.
Whose glory? Whose glory? I have 25,000 fame, Mr. Narrator. The thin blue line, the whole empire and probably most of the world are watching with bated breath as an astronaut under your great flag glides out of the newly constructed space station for the first time. After the first few steps of this inaugural spacewalk, the astronaut speaks directly to you. This thin blue line, they say, pointing to all that stands between all life on Earth and the cold, dark void of space, is truly a humbling experience. Along with the rest of the Empire, they wait your reply. Your words will shape and inspire a generation. What will you say? I mean, I feel like his words would shape the generation more than I would. I mean, I'll take the, you know. We get extra science. It's not, again, this is where Amplitude needs to balance things a little bit, right? Plus 20 science for 10 turns. What are we making in science? 34,000 science per turn. This is incredibly meaningless and has no bearing on the game. The only real thing that you're worried about is like Axis slide at this point. We could get some extra industry. We could get some prosperous. And again, it only moves you one off of the top. Like this is completely, none of these make any difference. We'll just go science because let's research a bunch of stuff basically. But again, doesn't really make that much of a difference with that. Okay, we have 400,000 gold. So I think what I'd like to do is go through and buy out some infrastructures in all of our cities. So let's go do that. But we don't need like, that's 200 food for a fertilizer plant. I mean, that's pretty nice. I think we're going to do that. 32 food and a couple extra farmer slots. Why not? I won't grab any of the pollution ones quite yet. I guess we could just buy this. It's 2,000. Like, it's very cheap. We'll get a high furnace. We won't go coal power plant though, right? Should we put in a hydroelectric dam? Minus 10 pollution on makers. That's nice. Plus 3 industry on river. We get 90 industry out of this. Doesn't produce any pollution. It's very expensive. 31.7k. Holy smokes. All right, let's get a manufactory in. Offshore platforms. Again, so some of this stuff is very expensive, which is interesting. Should we get some bastions in? It doesn't matter, right? This has no bearing on the game anymore. I mean, we get fortifications, right? Which, I mean, is interesting, I suppose, to a degree. A bank for a bunch of money? Yes, please. A food market for 10 money? I guess. I'm just buying stuff now at this point. Let's just put these in. A commodity market? Why not? How is that only worth that much? That's very confusing. 52 money? Sure. I'll take it. What's this? A theater? Yeah, we need a theater for sure. A playhouse? Why not? We'll take a playhouse. Plus 10. Oh, we have, chat. We have no schools. There's no schools in our city. Let's take care of that problem. We might as well get a university while we're at it. Tech Park gets us 242 science. We get 106 science for a cabinet of curiosities. Probably should have done that a while ago. All right, we spent some money there, so that feels good. Let's move along to our next city. Let's check some infrastructures here. We'll go that. The fishery is just not, that's not important, I don't think. Fishmonger, sure, great fish. 600 money, 700. Manufactory, yeah, sure. Should we put some walls in? Let's throw some walls in the city. We won't go to bastions, although we should probably, eh? We'll just do it. Let's just do it. Money, money, money. That's not worth anything. That was not worth what I just paid for it. But we're just clicking things now, you know? Now we're just clicking. 17,000 for 27 money per turn. Absolutely not worth it. I'm actually not going to click it. We get a sewage treatment plant to get more stability. Probably should grab this theater or the playhouse. Want this apothecary? It's pretty cheap. We'll get it. Artist studio? It's only 6,000. Sure. Inventors workshop for 300 science? Absolutely, please. Should we have done this a long time ago, chat? Yeah, probably. I mean, you're not wrong. Or not wrong. Should we get a university? It's not even worth it. We don't have a research quarter in Nineveh? Sorry that we failed you, Nineveh. That's on me. We didn't do industrial silos, right? Our money per turn is going up very fast. We're also running out of money, though. We're gonna run ourselves right out of money. It's fine. It's fine. We'll be fine. Oh, here we go. 26k we're down to now. Let's get whatever. Let's get something that's 185 monies. Anything else that gets us like a bunches of monies? No? Fine. Then we'll get the theater. We'll grab the playhouse. Oh, the apothecary is... Yeah, should we get the apothecary or the artist studio? Let's get the artist studio for the influence, you know? We need more influence per turn. For sure. Alright, we spent... What? $400,000? $400,000 poured into our original 3 cities. Now the cities are at like next level, right? Well, they're still building this apothecary that we could have bought for 900 money. That's fine. They need something to do, you know? We're two-turning lunar lander. No. How dare we two-turn that? Wow, it's still going to be two-turned? We can't quite get it to one turn with our current cities. Unfortunate.
This story will echo through time. A first step onto another world, and perhaps into a great future.
We're rocking. We got cities available. Oh, wow, they finished. Wait. Oh, they did finish that in one turn, so the modifiers weren't present on that. They did finish the lunar lander in one turn, and Ashur actually built both of those other things that were there with the leftover production, which is kind of crazy. Is the Mars colony the last one? I feel like the Mars colony is the last one, so we probably shouldn't do it yet, right? So here's where people often will get stuck on this victory condition. If you look at down at the bottom, you got 15 oil that's necessary. 15 oil is actually difficult to get. That's actually usually one of the sticking points here, is that you'll end up, you could build it, but it's going to be at a really reduced production rate because it costs more to build because you don't have all the prereqs. So 15 oil, 6 aluminum, and 2 uranium. And so you have to have some of these in order to get them, right? And so again, there's a sticking point here where if you don't have enough oil, if you don't have any oil, if you don't have any of these, then you can't build it. Like, you can't even start putting turns towards it. You have to have some access to these things. But if you don't have all of your access, your production cost goes up and up and up, right? You could already see at 22 turns, we're sitting in our capital city. You could build it in 22 turns. Obviously, we can get it in much faster if we put all our cities on it. But the production cost is quite high, right? It's 41,000 production cost to put this in. So that does take quite a bit of time. Even with the 1,800 that we have per turn in our capital, it takes a little while. This is true of all of our cities, right? This is probably going to be, what, our second most industrious city or something like that, or close. So there are lots of points at the game where this becomes a stoppage point for people, where it's like, ooh, and we've had this happen. You could see it if you go back to my other Let's Play series at Humankind difficulty. We ran into that issue, right, where we needed to have some level of things. We actually hit this issue in our Gold Rush game as well, where we were doing the harbor strategy. And that one, again, really, we hit like a stopping point where it was like, oh, we can't actually progress to the win condition we want because we didn't have, I think it was oil. I can't remember what the thing was that we needed. Oil, uranium, one of the like rarer ones at the end. We didn't have it because we couldn't actually do the end game condition. So that's why, as you're playing a game of Humankind, you know, when you're claiming territory, even though it'll be question marks, claiming the territories that have those question mark strategic resources, you're actually hoping that those resources are aluminum, uranium, oil, like later on in the game. And so you want to claim those really early because you'll like have those in your empire for when you get to this point where you want to like blast through like an end game condition, right? Okay, let's put in a geosynchronous satellite. I feel like the geosynchronous satellite should go like way up here. Like it should be like up here in the north. We'll do that. We put everybody on it again. Like every single person on it just for fun, and then everyone will have just like copious amounts of a fight. Who wants to fight? Oh no! Get out of here, you free peoples! That's ridiculous. All right, let's check treaties real quick. We haven't checked this in a while. We just redid all of our trade and stuff. Burley like has this gap because of Hassan Davat that from the war, right? Oh my gosh, Plosif put a city in right here in the middle of Burley's land. Wow, Plosif has been a real thorn in Burley's side this entire time. Kind of crazy. And then if we look on the New World, yeah, Gaiden got squeezed out. Green here got squeezed out pretty hard. And in fact, look at who's making claims over here now. Plosif has now claims here into the New World. Oh, sorry, not the New World, onto the other continent. He's just putting claims everywhere. This guy can also retreat. They're just beating up on my envoys. Hey, stop beating up on my envoys! Space orbital research. 50% money on all cities. High in the sky. We're also in space with our geosynchronous satellite. Ooh, we should check the World Congress. Look at all the army movement over here. It's happening on this other continent. Kind of wild over here. All right, let's check. Let's check our Congress. Materials procurement. Oh, we never voted on this, right? Yeah, none of this really matters to us. That's why we never voted on it. What do we got? We're all the way over here. We're sitting in the middle on economic. We're getting plus 2%. At turn 174, which I don't think we're going to get there, we're actually going to get all the way to settle unsettled city plus 10%, which is just, this is a huge bonus. I mean, we'd love to see that in effect, but we won't have what it takes to get there. International crisis. Oh yeah, this one is, oh no, that's a different one. Gaiden is demanding places from Icarus. I mean, this is so funny. The way that those things take place really do change like the landscape of the game at the end, which is kind of fun. Okay, all of our cities now have nothing to do.
Your concerns.
I can't sign that, Bernard.
I'm sorry.
You already know that. Let's get our polar satellite in. We'll put it right on top of our other satellite. We'll just have all of our cities work polar satellite. What do we want for tech? It's a great question. We don't need the strength. We don't need the combat. Plus 50% influence on main plaza and more stability? I mean, that sounds kind of lovely, right? Let's go neural implant. I can't... Where is all our science coming from? We haven't built hardly any sciencey stuff, you know? Easy. Okay, where do we leave off on our buyouts? We were in Gotha Scanston still, right? Well, let's buy some more stuff. Gotha Scanston, what do you need? What do you want to have? What can you spend money on to get money? Oh, let's get the money, all the money ones first. Take the money. This is not worth it. I'm not going to do that. Should we put a city watch in? Why not? Why not, you know? Let's go apothecary. What is it? Wait, oh, this is the People's Assembly that gets us 200 stability. Yeah, tempting. Tempting, but let's not do it. That's so much science. We didn't have schools here either. That feels bad. Oh, and the Cabinet of Curiosities as well. Man, we were so behind on infrastructures. Could you imagine if we would have kept up on infrastructures in these places? Our numbers would have been off the charts way sooner than they actually were, right? Bahama, we got some money left over. What do you want? You want some stuff? Some stuff and things? Whale fishing? Oh, we never did whale fishing, did we? It's probably not worth it anymore at this point. Oh, we'll grab the artist studio, you know? We want more influence per turn. More. 200 fame. Again. Lovely. Okay. Now we need to focus on... I feel like we should focus on getting some Commons Quarter stuff in rather than the infrastructures. We're not going to have a ton of infrastructures in the rest of our cities, right? These were all put in. These were our early cities. So we should be able to focus on some other things. Whoa, we just got a civics osmosis? How's that possible? Oh, this is from the Congress. Never mind. Yeah, that's from the Congress. I forgot. Okay. What do we got? We got satellite network. That sounds lovely. Oh, we don't actually have enough aluminum, so it's going to cost us a little extra to do the satellite network. All right, let's get it in. Let's get it in because we wouldn't want to not have a satellite network available, you know? And then we can start focusing on other things. All right. And in turn, we'll see if it gets built in one. Yeah, see, it says 2, but it gets built in 1. Easy. There's neural implant. We now have... Oh, man, the numbers are going to be crazy.
A phenomenal achievement of civilization-wide ingenuity.
Right.
Perspiration, collaboration, bureaucracy.
Fame on fame.
And a dozen supertankers worth of coffee.
Problem. Fame on fame, chat. All right. Let's see. Does Madrid have... Madrid actually can get... Oh, Madrid could buy out a bunch of infrastructure. That's kind of interesting. I didn't realize they would need more infrastructure. How are we doing on food? Doing good? Good on food? We're making 64,000 per, which is lovely. Nothing like our Harbor Strat game, but, you know. What has this guy been doing this whole time? Sir. Oh, you've been auto exploring this whole time, huh? You're just a Karak out in the water. Come over here. We'll upgrade you, maybe. That's our allies' territory, so that's fine, right? Okay. Let's... I don't think we should be building anything at this point except for our main project, but our buyout costs some of these. It's probably just not worth it. They don't have an aqueduct yet. We could buy that for sure. I like all the pollution reduction things, so you can actually go into pollution like quite a bit in this game and then come back, like walk yourself back from that because like the sewage treatment plant will reduce 20% pollution on farmers' quarters. So all the pollution in your farmers' quarters will drop. You could get the same thing with like the hydroelectric dam, right? Which gets you 10% reduction on makers' quarters pollution, right? So if you start putting in pollution, this even reduces right pollution on train station, pollution on airport. So you can start to like walk yourself back from like the pollution, which again, like very like real world-esque, right? My issue I think with Endgame Humankind is that Endgame happens so quickly, which is nice because you don't get like caught up in it and there's new things to do. Unlike other 4X games where Endgame is kind of just like button mashing and you just kind of go through the same rote motions like every time. Humankind does offer you some fun and exciting things to do towards the end of the game, but I do find that like because of that, the technologies don't matter so much. Like I almost never build a hydroelectric dam, even though it's a great building, because I don't have time at the end of the game to build it, to like make it useful, you know? So that's where I think like there's a little end game balancing probably needs to happen. I'm not sure exactly what my solution to that would be. I like to like have solutions when I present problems like this, but a lot of these big, awesome buildings and awesome infrastructures, I'm just never going to end up building because the game is always over before they become useful to me. It's like the exact opposite in like Civilization 6, for example, where you have researched and built pretty much everything by the time you hit endgame, and their endgame takes so long after you've done all those things that you're just pressing buttons at that point, right? So you have like the opposite effect in Civ. In Humankind, I think they were like, we don't want that effect, so we're having everything happen kind of early, but now it almost needs like a happy in-between between the two, because you end up in Humankind where you don't even get to build any of the cool stuff because the game is just over, right? I mean, and honestly, like what we've taken, we're probably 5 turns past what the game should have. We should have just ended the game, right? Like, in reality, we should have just ended the game, right? If I'm correct about which project is the last. I always forget which one is last. I think Mars Colony is last. So, anyway. So, we'll have to see, like, what do we want to build now, right? We got turns to put into building a few things. How do we want to, like, maximize our commons? Are there spots where, like, commons quarters become, like, our best building? I think we just put in some commons quarters, you know? Like, where are some good commons quarters locations? We'll just, like, put a couple in, you know? We're 1 turning commons quarters in, which is nice. We could 0 turn this one. That's lovely. Let's just keep throwing commons quarters down. I think I want to put some this way. What goes good here? What's this? That's an ashram and a tumulus. Oh, commons quarters go good next to tumuluses, right? I think. Commons quarter here. And then we commons quarter here as well. We just like double commons, and actually that's a bad play, right? We should probably do like a farmer's quarter. We'll put a farmer's quarter. We'll connect the city together. All right, build that capital city. All right, what do you guys got? You build some more commons quarters here. Oh, we don't even have all of our hamlets in. Maybe we should hamlet in some places. Hi, let's put a bunch of hamlets in if we don't have hamlets done. That's probably a good idea. Hamlets across the board. Okay, these guys have all their hamlets. Habana is rocking and rolling, so they could go into like additional commons quarters. Like boost up some commons quarters. They got everything in Bahama. Put a commons quarter like in the middle. If there's a place to put a commons quarter like in the middle of everything, I feel like that's worthwhile. Take advantage. Like this one is like probably not. But we're gonna go 1 round where we just build some commons quarters or hamlets if they haven't put all their hamlets in, just to make sure we get a good solid look at numbers. You know, we want the best possible outcome from a numbers standpoint. Roma, what are you doing, Rome? But you have some things you can even buy out to like maximize yourself. Get yourself some more food, you know. But also, you want to put in a commons quarter? It's a nice little surround. I don't mind that. Mumbai is already working on a couple things, so we'll let them do their thing. A vile and ancient tradition. Oh, not pirates. We got pirates we got to deal with. This is actually one of the more interesting events in the game because it actually has legitimate consequences. 20,000 is like, I mean, obviously for us it's not a huge deal, but it's a pretty decent amount. So we can pay them. We get additional stability. We can delegate. Which means we actually go, like, let the companies deal with it, or we can assault. I have tried assault on a bunch of different occasions, and I have never successfully assaulted. Not ever. I've tried, like, I don't know what the trigger is for this. I've tried having, like, battleships and aircraft carriers. I've tried having, like, a big military before you do this. I don't know if you can, actually. I'm assuming you can, because I think all of their events have some mechanism for success. But I've never actually succeeded in the assault. But I guess we'll try it. We might as well try it, right? Let's see what happens. All right, we got our next tech, which again, like we've reached craziness now. Let's get the fusion reactor for the extra production.
With 15
and we'll put endgame in here
you'll soon be needing another 15 quarters just for food storage.
All right, let's upgrade this boat. What are we gonna upgrade it to? A destroyer. I love it. We got a destroyer. We're gonna put the destroyer on. Cannot be done. You've already explored the entire world. Oh yeah, we can't auto-explore anymore because we did the geosynchronous, right? Okay. Come park yourself here at this harbor. Time to bring all the boats home, I guess. I think that was the only boat we had out. That may have been our last boat, which is kind of funny. Okay, we just went through and built commons quarters, right? So let's go through and do like a round of like a couple of. We'll do like a couple market quarters a piece or something like that. Or sorry, a couple farmers quarters a piece. Because I think like food is becoming like questionable. And we'll hope that it's going to like boost our commons quarters. Like this is next to like some commons quarters. We'll put like a couple farmers quarters in each city. Just to make sure our food situation stays safe. Don't get confused. We're already building stuff in some places. All right. I definitely want something in like here. Maybe here. Just building out the cities, right? We're just like building out cities. I think everyone's doing something. The nuclear specter! Your scientists have combed the deepest depths of reality and their quest for knowledge have discovered weapons of terrifying power. As a society, it must be clear now how they will be deployed. This one actually is a tech that you want hopefully early on. If you build the fission test, if you complete a fission test and start down the process of like getting the different pieces of the nuclear weapons built, that unlocks fame as you go, so you definitely can do that. That unlocks a bunch of fame, or you go over here to disarmament and you get 10% bonus on future fame gains. Now, we're not getting much fame here towards the end of the game, so it doesn't make much sense to do this, but this is a really cool mechanism towards the end of the game. I'm just going to do disarmament. We probably could just build this and get a bunch of fame out of it, but again, not important. But if you're trying to like maximize fame gains, what you can do is get to nuclear disarmament as quickly as possible, which requires you research some text to get there. Use it early in the era so that you get the 10% bonus. And then once you've gotten the majority of your stars, you can actually switch over to nuclear proliferation, build a bunch of the projects to get more fame from them, and then switch back to nuclear disarmament again when you like go back and forth basically to maximize fame gains from this. Again,
you
it's not
have to wonder
for us,
if the ability to commit mass suicide is really in our long-term interest.
It probably not. Yeah. All right, let's end turn. We'll get some more of this stuff in. I think we're just going to be ending turn like immediately again. We'll give the game a moment. I think I want to like let's project into our project now. We'll see how fast we can get it done. I think it's time. Once we get these in, I can't see a reason why we would keep it going any longer. I think our commons quarters have been maxed out. There is our plus 50% industry, which is kind of ridiculous. There is the diplomat star. We have not had a star in quite some time. Plosive now feels pleasant about us, and now I can say that I have seen everything. Plosive, in a game of Humankind, now feels pleasant about our relationship. This is not something I don't think I've ever seen playing against his AI in any game ever. Let's check our stars. We have the final diplomat star. We still don't have science stars. That's pretty funny, actually. We could still be gaining science stars, so we'll go for that now that we have all the stars we want towards the end. We're actually probably closer now to getting a science end game victory than we are the space race end game victory, which is actually kind of funny. Like, if you look at this, we only have 2 of these techs left to go. And yeah, that requires some, but if you research each of these end game techs, this one, and this one, these 5 techs, If you research those, that's another end game condition, right? And we only have 2 of them left, which is kind of funny. So I think we just go through and just research like the cheapest stuff now. So where can I click that gets me like the most, like automation puts me on like a path? Let's just click there. That'll get me quick science stars to be able to like progress that, right? Okay. And then we'll move our units.
Greetings.
Don't refuse that. Although we should go through everything here one last time.
How are you
today? Last time through the treaties.
I'm pleased to see you. Really?
Humanitarian aid?
Yes, I cannot dispute the benefit.
Signing an embassy agreement with me?
I can see.
Hello, friend.
What a game.
We are happy to talk.
What a game that we have had here in Humankind. I've seen everything now. I've seen it all. Alright, this destroyer. This was like one of our first boats. Like our only boat we have left. You're just gonna station here. Well done throughout the game. You've done an amazing job. Alright, Roma. We're gonna start on the Mars colony. I think you're the only one available to start on it. Here we go. It is now down. We switch everybody to it? Oh, we gotta spend gold. We already spent on Roma, right? Mumbai, no. Let's go to where was it? Like Havana, maybe, probably. Maybe we buy out some stuff in Havana. What do they got? Buy that. I'm just randomly kind of clicking on stuff now. Until the money goes away. Oh yeah, what about this place? We never bought anything here, right? Let's grab some stuff for them. That sounds nice. Alright, I think we spent all the money. Get a playhouse. Okay, I don't even know if all of our cities have. Who's fighting me? Please stop. Please stop. So rude. Another one? Oh, I can't retreat this one. Who's fighting me here? Really want to fight this fight? Is this really how we're going to end the game on these terms? Who's in this fight? They have a prowler. I have 19 attack envoys. They have a 29 attack prowler. If we could surround the prowler, we could probably take it out. Can't believe this is how he wants to end, you know? Oh, he's got cannons! How rude! He's attacking me with a mortar! Sir! Sir, these are envoys, and you are bombing them with a mortar inside of your city. A massacre. A massacre as Icarus has ambushed us, despite the fact that he is a full ally of me. How does that even happen? They need to fix ambush. They need to fix the ambush mechanic, chat.
Somebody had to be the planet's know-it-all. With 18 scientist stars, it seems to be you.
We get them all? We get all the stars? I thought we were 2 gone. Yeah, we still need 1 more. Still have 8 techs to research before we have all the science stars. Alright, everybody is finishing up on their projects. We're gonna get everybody moving over to the Mars colony. Oh, Gothascansa is still building hamlets. You know what, Gothascansa? Here's the deal. You can have a couple hamlets. You know what? No, build the hamlets first. It's fine. No, forget it. We're trashing the last 2 hamlets. That's ridiculous. Let's just get everybody queued up for it. Throw your excess into it. We don't even have all our hamlets in yet. Alright, everybody working it? Everybody's working it. Alright, Chad, here we go.
Whether or not the
I don't know how fast it's going to get built because the modifiers aren't there. Like, a game could end at any point now, right? We have air drone fertilizer, like 10% increase on food if we need it. We got the automated factory. Gets you +3 worker slots and +1 industry per worker. I mean, again, just such cool buildings that we're just now researching. We never get to build. We never get to see the outcome of putting some of these crazy buildings in. All right, we need just fast tech. Fast tech. We go this into... Can I chain those? I probably should just chain them. Wow, there's a... Somebody fight these people! Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, one turn. And then we end that turn, and everyone gets one more, and then the game will end, and we'll do a little recap. We'll see what our final numbers look like. French Warfare's been researched. 300 fame for my third project.
A phenomenal achievement of civilization-wide ingenuity. Perspiration, collaboration, bureaucracy.
We have
and
achieved...
a dozen supertankers worth of coffee.
More coffee, yeah. We have achieved interplanetary expedition. It's actually took place right here. Right here. There's our launch site. Beautiful. We have a new doctrine available. Oh, did we get? We did. We made it to turn 174. I didn't think we were, but all of our cities are now producing at 10%. Crazy. Oh, we have to put all of our cities on something? Okay, everyone's going to build one final commons quarter. One final commons quarter from every city that wasn't doing anything. Why? Because this is the commons quarter strat. Everyone will build one final commons quarter. Wherever the best commons quarter spot is, right in the... Oh, man, what is this? Smack dab in the center? That's a lovely spot. If you have nothing to do, you build a commons quarter. Everybody build commons quarters. For the love of commons quarters. More. Beautiful. That's probably a terrible spot for a commons quarter. But apparently, that's where we're putting it. Let's go main city center. We'll get another commons quarter in. There's all of our cities structured. The red planet. 9 short months after they left Earth forever, spacefarers from your great empire have completed the staggering journey across the cold, dark reaches of space. To arrive on Mars, the team is in high spirits. First phase of establishment of a permanent colony on the planet proceeds well, and the opportunities for discovery and enrichment are near endless. With your empire bestriding 2 worlds now, your dominance is irrefutable. The only question is, do you wish to let history judge your reign now, or do you wish to play with your rivals some more? I love this part about Humankind because you can choose to just enjoy the riches and progress forward to the next endgame condition effectively and keep playing. So you don't have to end the game on any of the different conditions. So I suppose you could, right, continue playing if your objective was different. You could grab all the fame and continue. And this is actually something that if you were behind in fame, you would probably want to do. If you got to an endgame condition before you were in first, you would actually probably just decline it. You take the enjoy, which again, this needs to be more. These numbers are not scaling well at all anymore with the game. And then you could actually continue playing, which is a viable way to try to, catch-up mechanism at the very end of the game. Usually, it doesn't make much of a difference, but it could, possibly, right? If you choose not to end the game. What happens is that somebody's usually, on your tail and can just then end the game that way anyway. But it is potentially a catch-up mechanism to choose enjoy and then keep playing to try to collect more fame, right? We are going to end. It's time to end this game, and so that is what we will do. We will choose 0 tech. Perfect. Then we'll choose a 1 tech, and maybe queue up another tech. Yeah, we'll queue up 2 tech or something. And then we'll press the end turn button on this game. The commons quarter strat overlooking the great city of Ashur, which now spans across all of this. The wondrous city of Ashur, building a commons quarter at the very end of the game. We do have to play this 1 turn. There it is. This is the last turn. The space race is won, and you will be remembered as a mythical Maddish Moose. The Triple M, as is a custom in all of my games of Humankind. And I think, oh gosh, I don't even, we could just skip this, right? They all built their last commons quarter. I don't feel the need to put another, you know what? Let's help Burley build Brussels Town. We're all gonna help Burley build Brussels Town Hall. Our final act is going to be to assist our good friend Burley, who was a friend, not at the beginning of the game, but who was a friend throughout most of the game. There we go. There are our final builds put in. We will build Brussels Town Hall for Burley, which may actually affect the outcome of the game. Burley's in 4th? That may... Oh, he's 1,000 behind. It depends on how many wonders he had. We'll see. Burley's in 4th now. We're going to build Brussels Town Hall for him and see if we can't catapult him anywhere else. Nox currently in 2nd. Plosif in 3rd. That should be very close to where they finished, but we'll find out how the AI fares. We're at 27.7 thousand fame. Unbelievable. Here we go.
The march of human history is long. Making your place in it, an even greater achievement. No other civilization has equaled your ability to leave a lasting mark on humankind.
I forgot to mention Cristo Rentador is in our city as well.
You will be remembered as a leader that excelled at many things, not one. Your fame was due to the balance of your skills.
But was it
not
due
all
to the common
empires
squatter?
are able to gain fame by building a wonder, but
There's
you
one.
did. An
Two.
awe-inspiring achievement.
Three.
And a great
There's a fourth
place
in the
for
background.
tourists.
4 wonders
If
in that
there
shot.
is another thing you should be remembered for, it is for the green, thriving world you leave to the future.
We never put any pollution buildings in, really. Just one.
And I must
think,
note
in
the
our
role of
farmers'
faith
quarters.
in your success. To lead a religion in an increasingly secular world is no mean feat. Congratulations. Under your guidance, the thrilling tale of humankind has been rewritten in your own words. There may be future adventures and deeds, an even grander scope for this grand story. Regardless, you have left a great mark and answered the question: how far will you push humankind?
What a fun game! What an interesting turn of events. 27,715 out of the Nox. Second place, 13,650, 13,550. Plosive does manage to come in third place. Burley can't quite catch up. Check out our, we'll do ours, we won't do anyone else's. The Neolithic era, we got the full 300. The Assyrians. Not a bad one. Lots of stars in that era as well. Into the Goths. We were pillage happy at the beginning. We pillaged a lot of free peoples. Went to the Tano. Put in their commons quarter. Their emblematic district. Got us a bunch of extra food. We never worried about food after that. We went to the Spanish to make sure that our faith dominated the land. Our Cathedral Goticas were absolutely amazing. Obviously, a commons quarter as well. Played the Italians to grab their unique trait, which boosted all of our commons quarters. Although their Tetros were not commons quarters themselves. And we went into the Indians, take advantage of the fact that our commons quarters influence level had spread throughout the entire world. And here are our final statistics. You can see very quickly, turn 35-ish maybe, we made a jump. And that was probably when we put in our second city ahead of everyone else, or something like that. I don't remember what happened that far back in the game, but I would bet that it's when we started settling cities faster than the computer, and that is where we make our big jump, and it just there was no catching up from there on. Our fame lead just took off. You can see our food, again, also started splitting off as we got our text researched. Industry spiking huge at the end when we started to buy everything in. Our money did the same thing. Science, again, started pulling away. About turn, what, 70-ish? 70, something like that. Our influence, again, started creeping up right around there, but then really spiked throughout the rest of the game. Stability, we were so high on stability. There's our population chart. Again, you can see right around when we started to pull away from the computer, when we started to put in more cities than them. That's why I think like a one-city challenge would make this game very difficult. Here's religion. See where everyone joined us. We actually did not have everyone join our religion. Not everybody joined. Here's our research. Again, Plosive was there with us in science all the way until the end of the second era, which is interesting, and then we pulled away from there. Trade smattered across. Military, I mean, we never really had military. We're gonna flatline that after a little while. Number of cities. You can see again. Actually, they settled cities, right. They moved up much faster than me. But then I got first city settled in the second era, and you can see like I like paced them in city settles like just a bit earlier most of the time, getting a line up. Right, Plosive was pretty close, but that's big when that's concerned too. Territories controlled 59, districts built 552, battles won 12, units defeated 156. We actually did quite a bit of fighting with the Free Peoples. Ashur, of course, was our best city. We had 235 curiosities found. That's obviously a big deal as well. So, there you go. Let's press this button. I want to just look at just a couple more things. as we jump through the game. So let's check. Here is our final numbers. I'm not going to look at every city, but I want to look at our capital. Our capital city's final numbers. 400 food, 117 population, 80 pop cap, 2,000 industry, 3,600. This spiked like amazingly at the end of the game. And of course, this is from the Indians trait as well. And we ended up with, of course, our science was sky high as well. We ended up with 47,000 science per turn at the end of the game. And then, most importantly, 1,424% surplus stability. Let's check one of our, this is like our very first commons quarter is somewhere in here, right? Where is it? There's a tumulus, there's a teatro. Here's a commons quarter. Here are the numbers in our commons quarter. I think I went through these actually incorrectly in the last episode. So the base numbers you see are the base numbers, right? So here is a commons quarter. 6 food, 3 industry, 2 money, 2 science, 24 stability, and 8 influence. It's just not good. The reason we won this game is not because of commons quarters. It might be because of our emblematic districts. If you look at things like the Cathedral Gotica, now you're seeing some real big numbers, right? 135 faith being generated out of this cathedral. If you look at things like our Teatros, 57 influence being generated out of that. Again, was that useful? I don't know. If you look at our tumuluses, you can see the tumulus, especially early in the game, because the tumulus was very early, gets you across the board, right? Is getting you some nice statistics. So I don't think it's the commons quarter specifically that is what got us the win in this game. Number one, the start was amazing. There were so many mammoths to fight. We were able to push our influence early very, very fast. That influence push continued for a long time as well because, like, look at the world.
Unfortunately, this time
there's a
merely
little
a bystander
smidgen
to someone else's glory.
There's a couple little smidgens where there's nothing, and then Nox was holding out on us. Same thing with Faith. Nox was holding out on religion as well, but otherwise the entire world follows our religion, right? So, like, those are some of the things that we were able to accomplish with executing the strat here. But again, the start was so good. We had access to everything that we needed. You know, you can see the land itself looked pretty barren until we started getting, you know, tech out, but we were able to capture a lot of these important resources early in the game. The start went incredibly well. I would wager that if you started this game and did not play a commons quarter strategy, you could go off the charts with how good this game has gone. So anyway, just a lot of fun. It was fun to see that commons quarters can work to some degree and you can strat around them a little bit. We made a lot of decisions based on the commons quarters. Again, the final numbers for them, pretty poor, right? I can't argue for the strat. I can argue for that if you do the right things around a strat. Even if the strat is weak, I think you can get stuff done. I think a lot of that has to go with, like, a lot of ransacking at the beginning, getting influence and science on ransacks, I think was big, pushing for food, right? So we made the right moves to, like, pick the right people to get done what we needed to do. Again, the Italians getting, making our commons quarters more worthwhile. And then, of course, the economic elephant kind of pushed us at the end over the top on kind of how ridiculous things got. So all of those things were true to kind of make this game happen. But I don't think it was the commons quarter itself that really made this specifically successful. That will do it. A wrap on our commons quarter series. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure if you like the content, you hit that thumbs up button and that you're subscribed to the channel. We'd love to have you back for our next Let's Play series or any of our previous Let's Plays. You could jump into any of those from the channel. We have several Humankind Let's Plays you can go through if you haven't gotten to catch any of those. Coming up next, brand new 4X grand strategy game, Aura History Untold. At the time of this launch, it'll be like, when this episode comes out, it launched about a month ago-ish. We will be jumping into a Let's Play series where we will learn the game Aura together. I've been playing it pretty extensively, so I've got some really nice takes on the game, and hopefully will help you if you're kind of playing and learning the game alongside. I also got to play for about 20 hours during their technical alpha, so I got a pretty good grasp on how Aura kind of works. I'm hoping to be able to share some of that, but also to learn alongside you a brand new game. I am really enjoying Aura, and I'm very excited to share it with you here on the YouTube channel, so stay tuned. Next week, we'll jump into a brand new Let's Play series for the channel. Aura History Untold is going to be featured. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.